So, given that the virus is now being wound down in some places, there always has to be spikes in other places, and we're back to China again. And the largest wholesale food market in Beijing was shut behind police guards, and the surrounding neighbourhood locked down on Saturday after more than 50 people tested positive for the virus in the Chinese capital. So I don't think 50 people tested positive when it initially happened. And the outbreak coming more than 50 days after the last local case in a city of 20 million people, it said showed how the virus can still come back as restrictions are eased. What a load of nonsense that is. But the report said the city's swift response reflected China's emphasis on moving quickly to stem the spread of new cases wherever they appear, and a lesson learned from fighting the outbreak earlier. And it wasn't immediately clear of how many people in the 11 communities were affected. But outside the market, paramilitary police in green uniforms put up vehicle barricades and stood in positions at the entrances. And some people were allowed in after showing documents at checkpoints. See papers, please, in China. And there was a red banner reading, "We cannot lower our guard when it comes to epidemic prevention and control," hung on the fence. And so in comes the second wave to justify the continued martial law tactics, methinks. Now, in light of recent efforts from at least 3, which is now 4 states planning to defund the police, a majority of truckers are vowing to halt deliveries to cities that defund or disband their police departments, according to a recent poll. 79% of truck drivers said they felt their safety would be at risk if they had to deliver to a city with a disbanded police department, according to a website for the commercial trucking industry. Now, long-haul truck drivers have been on the front lines of the coronavirus pandemic for the past year due to stay-at-home orders requiring most Americans to buy their goods online, and particularly from Amazon, which is, again, deliberate. And they have had to deal with the protests. But now many of the truckers are worried about going to places such as Minneapolis, Minnesota, where their city council president reportedly planned to dismantle their police department following the alleged death of George Floyd. Now, the CDL News asked drivers on its app to explain their reasoning for not delivering to those cities. And the spokesman said, "I will not deliver to an area with a disbanded police department. My life matters, and I do this for my family. We are already at the mercy of the towns and cities with laws and hate against us for parking, getting a meal, or even using the restroom," according to one driver. He says, "We may not like it all the time, but law and order is necessary," said another driver. Now, for those who don't know, truck driving has historically been ranked as one of the most dangerous jobs in America. And according to the 2018 US Bureau of Labor Statistics, it ranked it as the most dangerous job in the country, with construction workers coming second, farmers and ranchers taking third. Last piece before the break. Postbank, which is a South African bank, has had to replace more than 12 million customer credit cards after it stated an employee printed and stole a master key. Yeah, right. And the master key stolen by that alleged employee is a 36-digit code, otherwise known as an encryption key, which was created by Langley. That allows the possessor to decrypt sensitive banking information and access key systems like customer PINs and internet banking passwords. And it can also be used to generate keys associated with the customer's credit card, hence Postbank's move to cancel and reissue as many as 12 million new credit cards. And the bank has said it has lost more than $3.2 million to fraudulent transactions as a result of the security incident. Now, the news was broken by the Sunday Times, who said the incident dates as far back as December 2018. Not 19, 18. Why has it taken them 18 months to address? And they say a bank employee printed a master key at one of its data centres in Pretoria. Now, the Postbank is a financial division of South Africa's Postal Service. Planning ahead. Has since launched a security audit to determine which employees are responsible for the breach. Well, the initial report says 1, now they're saying employees. And the report shows that between March and December 2019, 25,000 illegitimate transactions were made from having access to master keys totaling more than 3.2 million. And the Times writes that the Postbank's move to replace customer cards will cost the bank more than $58 million. It's almost $5 per card. Seems a little excessive, that, to me. And in addition, a number of affected cards, anywhere between 8 to 10 million, were receiving government social grants and welfare payments, which were targeted the most with fraudulent transactions. More clownery, it seems. But with the new cards, and it's taken them 18 months to do that, the question to be asked is, what have they added to the credit cards? We'll be back shortly.